Hello my good people, welcome back to Farm with Maxwell. This is our YouTube channel name. So I start by thanking the Almighty Lord to enable us see another day. So today is today and tomorrow will be another day. So I'll start by greeting us good morning, good evening, good night. It depends on the time you're watching this type of video. So here in Kenya it is now 10 a.m. in the morning. I'm just one-on-one from one of the farms here in Uasin Gishu County, where I've come to do what we call benchmarking. Remember, I've traveled all the way from Isibania village up to here so that we can get learned about animals, yeah, because I want to gather a lot of knowledge about these animals, and not gathering knowledge about myself, even my audience. I really need my audience so that they can gather knowledge about animals, especially I'm now dealing with cattle, but in future, okay, in my videos you can see I have different species of animals, but specifically in this trip for today I'll be handling animals. And today's topic, which is it is a skyrocket topic that every farmer needs to know, on how to increase milk production. That is from drying. I'll tell you the reasons why I usually encourage people to do drying at the recommended time, because some people ask, what is drying off? Yeah, drying off is just stop milking when the animal remains with 2 months to give birth. That is what we call drying. So I'll be diving to that topic so that we can get learned about that, and I'll tell you the reasons why I encourage drying that time, yeah, and gradual ways on how to do drying to high producing animals so that we can learn something from that. Yeah, I'm very pleased because every day we get a new subscriber. So for the new subscribers, welcome. Let us watch these videos till the end so that we can get watching hours. We really need these watching hours to become monetized, but our journey is just continuing good, because we are almost the second month for this YouTube channel, but we are just tremendously well. So let us subscribe, view, we comment, like and share these videos so that we can get more and more subscribers, guys. Yeah? So let me just dive to this topic. You can see I have some 2 animals here. I'll be talking while telling you what type of breed. You can see this, which has a white face. This is a flake view, and the other one that is black of these behind of these is called Fresian. So I'll be telling us how these animals were dried, and we can really appreciate, because we can see how drying will improve this production. Like you can see the way these udder have been confined well. This one is a heifer, yeah. It has never calved. This red one, yeah, it is a heifer. It has never calved, but you can see how this udder is very much appreciable. I'll tell you how we can achieve what we call that when I'll be handling about drying. Then after drying I'll be handling about steaming up, but I'll just put 2 different videos for that, so that when somebody wants to know about drying, you just watch this, but when you want to know about steaming up, you watch the entire video. So let me just put the back camera so that we can dive to this animal, so that we can really appreciate what is happening with this drying and the entire thing. So I'll start by telling us what is drying. But before I dive into that topic, just look at the. I told you this is an heifer, but look the way this udder is. This one has calved once, this one, but see the way the udder is, very much appreciable, very much so. Not only these, even these ones, but I've selected these other. That one is a heifer. It is almost due. You can see the way it is, very much appreciable. Yeah, same to these animals. Yeah, which are very much appreciable. So I'll tell you what is drying period, where first drying off of a cow is when we stop milking the cow when it is around 2 months before next calving. The rest phase is which is very crucial. Yeah, it's like hitting the rest button on the udder. So this means, yeah, without this break the udder gets tired, milk drops if the animal was being milked, so that means it will be drop. So think of it like an athlete taking time off before the next big race. So we have to know how to do that drying gradually, And how drying increases milk yield. I'm just going to tell us how this drying increases milk yield, and actually I'll now how does drying, which is equals to more milk, yeah? Here's the science, yeah? Udder repair mode, yeah? You can see this udder, like this udder, yeah? When you do what we call drying, yeah, you get that this udder, the dry period lets milk producing cells regenerate. The way you can see now, it is swollen because the cells have regenerated more healthy cells, which is equals to more milk to next lactation. So when you dry your udder very well, it means it will regenerate more milk, because you can see the cells have regenerated very well. So that means that's why you can see this udder very big, so as to accommodate more milk, yeah. Another thing is about mastitis defense, yeah. A lot of animals, when they are drying, you can prevent actually this is one of the ways of preventing mastitis, and this is the reason, yeah. Dry cow, what we call there is something that we call dry cow therapy, where antibiotic or sealant, yeah, block infection so that start fresh, yeah. So that means that you see, when this animal is almost dry, when you are just doing what we call a gradual transition, you get that these teats are being sealed by dry cow antibiotics. Some people put sealant so that in case of any infection inside that udder, at least it can clear that infection, and the milk from there becomes very much appreciable. And that's why a lot of people do dry cow because of that. So another topic that I'll be diving into is about body recharge, yeah? When you do a proper drying, so that means the body, which means that this animal will rebuild fat and the nutrients, so she cannot be having what we call a burning reserve to make milk while it is pregnant, yeah. So that's actually one of the benefits of why you should do what we call drying, yeah. Another thing is about colostrum boost, yeah. Colostrum is the calf drinking milk, yeah. The first week where you get colostrum from this animal. Remember, colostrum has a lot of antibodies that really helps, yeah, really helps to boost the immunity of the calves. So that's why I'm telling you. So I'll just be telling you about how this colostrum boost can be enabled. Better dry period, which is equals to richer colostrum, which result to healthier calves and strong future milkers, yeah. So that's why I usually encourage the animals to be dried, yeah. Remember scenarios where a farmer may decide, yeah, to milk an animal until the last minute, which is not very good, because one of the things, this udder won't be regenerated well. Another thing is about you won't get enough colostrum so that you can boost the immunity for your calves in future. So that means it will really affect your calves, it will really affect your animal, because you won't get enough milk, because there is what we call the cells will not have developed very well. So do proper dry cow that I've just talking about. So some people usually ask, how can you do dry cow to an animal that produces a lot of milk? So I'm just going to tell you how you can do dry cow to an animal that produces a lot of milk. So there is something that we call gradually. When it reaches maybe 6.5 months and you see this animal is producing a lot of milk, you just do what we call gradual transition, yeah, where you transist slowly, yeah? So that means, yeah, if you are milking, let's say, thrice a day, you now change, you start milking twice a day. When after around 3 to 1 week, you now shift, yeah, you start milking maybe once a day, that is morning, you only milk morning. When you see that but you still have milk, you now shift, yeah, after the next week, yeah, you do what we call, you now milk, you skip a day, yeah, you skip a day for around 3 days, and then you go ahead and skip maybe 3 days. Then after skipping 3 days, you only milk once, then you put the sealant, yeah, sealant are just to close the teat, yeah. Then you leave those sealant there for almost 1 week, then you come empty that udder. The reason why you should have antibiotics or sealant to that udder is because to allow to prevent bacteria penetration and actually incidences of mastitis occurring in that teat. So that's how you can do that, and once you do that, you are good to go. You won't be having problem when it comes to this problem when it comes to maybe incidence of mastitis. So once you put the sealant, so that means you'll be coming milk once. After then you replace the sealant. Yeah, once you replace the sealant, now you leave your animal that way. So that means you'll have done what we call drying. Yeah, that is the gradual way of achieving this drying your animal, for especially for the animal that produces a lot of milk. But for those ones that they don't produce a lot of milk, when you see the milk has reduced, you just stop milking. When you stop milking, put sealant. Yeah, I usually advise people to put 2 sealant or 2 antibiotics, because once you put the first sealant, you just milk, then you empty the udder, then put another sealant, so that it can really help you when it comes to the next, when it comes to maybe about repair and everything, guys. I'm going to tell you what are the common drying mistakes. Yeah, so one of the common drying mistakes that usually happen to these animals, yeah, which are actually farmers don't make these mistakes. Yeah, actually some people try to shorten the dry period, which less udder recovery. So avoid to any chances shortening this dry period, because the more you give these animals the longer period to dry, that means the cells will regenerate very well. Another thing, you should do what we call the dry cow therapy, which is mastitis disaster. When you don't do dry cow therapy, there is some animals that you see one teat is dead, so that is the results why somebody never did what we call a dry cow therapy, because you will have stopped milking with full of bacteria there inside, and it will cause one of the udder to die. Yeah? That's the reason why we have an animal that you can see, if this is the udder, you can see one of the teat is dead. Some farmers tell you that one of the teat actually does not produce milk, so that is the reason. Yeah, when you don't put actually what we call dry cow tubes. Yeah, other things about pure nutrition. Yeah, weak cow, that means no milk later. So when you don't feed your animals very well, yeah, so that means it will not produce enough milk. Yeah, so another thing that I'm going to handle, how to dry cows right. Yeah, so I'm telling you how to dry your cows. I have to tell you the proven ways on how to dry your animal. Yeah? So do gradual milking reduction. So that means you cut down milk 1 to 2 liters, 1 to 2 days, weeks before you fully stop. Another thing is I talked about putting some seal and sealant, which also treats teats to block bacteria. Then you separate. Yeah, separate these animals. That's why I was telling you, where you can see a truck there getting milk from there, that is the milkers are there. So you see these animals that are here, majority of these animals are here because they are dry cows, so they are being separated from the rest. Yeah? So that means you keep them away from milking hard to avoid stress. Yeah, stress. Another reason is to avoid you see where the milkers are, that means their concentration, their feeding regime is very much different from these ones. Yeah, when you are transitioning to these drying, yeah, you remove all the concentrate, almost all the concentrate. Yeah, you can say hi to the camera. Hey Fundi, yes. You can say hi to the camera, greet people, say your name, shout it with a lot of vigor. You're shy. You fear the camera?
No.
Yeah, you shouldn't be fearing the camera.
My name is Philemon.
Your name is? Philemon.
Yes.
Yeah, his name is Philemon. So that's good. That's fantastic. Well, yeah, it's called Philemon. It's just doing some renovations and something. It's one of the staffs here. I left them here. They are now proceeding with the work. Remember, I'm not feeling well, so I have to rush back home so that I can get medication. Yeah. So I was telling us about. I was almost forgetting. Yeah. I was telling about feeding these animals. Yeah. Remember feeding these animals. Yeah. They are not supposed to be fed at the milkers there. You reduce the concentrate, so that means especially you give them the dry matters like the maize stalk, hay alone. You don't give them some concentrate so that they can reduce the milk product. Once they dry up, that means when they don't produce no more milk, start doing what we call steaming up. Yeah, encourage people to do what I'm just telling you. Another thing, what I was talking about is just feed adjustment, where low energy at first, then ramp up for pre-calving. Yeah, that ramping is now what we call steaming up. Yeah, the ramping back is what we call steaming up. Yeah, so farmers, don't skip the dry cow period. It is a secret weapon for more milk, healthier cows, and big profit. If you like this session for today, if you like these we have talked about, I think a lot of individuals have become learned about what I mean when it comes to drying. So that's it for today. Just drop a comment. Don't forget to like, so that we can get moving with this training for today. Thank you for now. Till we meet again. Goodbye.